Good afternoon. I'm Meena Lokhande. I'm a POSH consultant. I conduct training programs on. Okay, I'm back again. So I'm a POSH consultant and I conduct trainings on prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. I help companies to comply with the law, POSH Act. I also handle POSH cases. You know, Today I'm here to talk about something different. You know, Today we'll talk about um, POSH at virtual workplace, prevention of sexual harassment in virtual workplace. So why are we talking about it? As you know, that the sudden breakout of COVID-19 pandemic has affected the normal routine work of companies, and companies now have to work on temporary schedule, complete their goals, targets, and protect their human resources, people, from the corona infection. Many companies have adopted a strategy of working from home to achieve their business goals. With telecommuting today accounting for a large portion of work, as per a recent Gartner poll, it reveals that 91% of HR leaders have implemented work from home since the outbreak of COVID-19. Many working women are confused and have approached experts like me, you know, for virtual sexual harassment incidences, as they are not aware how to deal with it. Since the Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act was considered to be a normal office procedures, companies are not aware of its implementation for the virtual workplaces. What does Act define as employees or office? There are like companies, institutions, organizations, all these places. Okay. The clause 6 says a dwelling place or a house. Now, this was with reference to domestic workers or domestic laborers. But now, since employees are working from home, this act is also applicable for the people who are working from home. So, house becomes a workplace now, and what is sexual harassment behavior? So the directly or implications, so namely physical conduct and advances that may not happen online, but a demand or request for sexual favors or making sexually colored remarks or showing pornography, this all possible via online portal, since employees are working on a computer screen and they can access via internet, and therefore such things are possible even though you work from home. Fifth, any other unwelcome physical, verbal, or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. So what are some incidences that I want to discuss about? Okay. So now COVID-19 has changed everything. Okay. All including our routines. For us, we had cubicles, meeting rooms, coffee stations, never ending conferences, and after hour drinks. Now everything is gone. It has been replaced by the home computer screen. Everything on screen. You know, for some women who routinely endured propositions, lewd looks and language at work, even groping and physical intimidation, they find themselves now under the constant gaze of camera, be it Zoom, WebEx, Google Meet, Teams, Skype, etc. As a consultant and external member on sexual harassment committees, I have heard from many women who are experiencing a new kind of harassment. There was an incident, a Mumbai-based sales professional working in a multinational company, for example, she says, she dreads weekly check-ins with her boss because she said that he always tell her, adjust your camera, I can see only your face. He always insists on a full body visual, making her feel as if her body is on display. She says, I feel intensely uncomfortable, you know. So her question is, do you think this is sexual harassment? Many women cite embarrassing inquiries about what they are wearing, they get such inquiries, from their colleagues about what they are wearing or about their personal lives. Sometimes unwelcome calls in the middle of the night or pressure to handle after hours Zoom parties. Now the time schedule has changed. People work as per their convenience, and therefore some people would like to work late night. You know, uh, During lockdown, the maids are not allowed, and therefore the entire work, you know, you have to do the entire work, take care of children, families, plus take care of the office work. So people have adjusted their time schedule. Sometimes it delays, you know. Um, Plus, the stress is so tremendous that there are many domestic violence cases, divorce cases coming up during this lockdown. What happens when somebody also face sexual harassment problem, from their colleagues and seniors? It's depressing. Um, you should remember that there are many other aspects of video conferencing. For instance, on a virtual meeting, participants were privy to a poster on a wall behind a wall with pro, provocative content, and that caused considerable discomfort to them. In another case, inappropriate jokes were shared on video calls to lighten the mood and to build relationship without the speaker realizing that these things were fraught and danger. The employees sitting in the comfort of their living room or spare bedroom, it becomes easy for them to switch off and forget the basic workplace norms. One on one work related conversation may become casual or sometimes sexual. An employee may discuss the appearance or attire of a colleague and make them uncomfortable. With computer cameras on, bosses, colleagues, and customers are being brought into the intimacy of home. After hour and late night calls that interrupt family time are becoming commonplace. Timetable for work and family time have become porous. A survey released in March by a network of women in media, India, you know, and gender at work found that over one third of its 456 respondents from the media inquiry had experienced some form of sexual harassment at their workplace, and over half of them did not report the incident. Women hesitate to come forward because they doubt they will be believed or have their complaints taken seriously, since companies are going through a lot of problems. And the problem is always one of proving their case, right? Plus, there are other problems, because of COVID pandemic. There are rising fears of layoffs, furloughs, and pay cuts coming forward, carrying additional risk. Some with power to punish may believe they can harass and bully the impunity. Um, this is a new problem, new issue that we have to deal with. I train companies on how to handle POSH at virtual workplace, what are the do's and don'ts, how you can include WFH in your policy. You need a policy change here, and how do you train your employees. So if you need any help, please contact me. My email address is meenagrace13 at gmail.com. Meena, M-E-E-N-A, Grace, Grace, 1313 at gmail.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. You can also um, contact me online. You know, please do come back, and let's make this workplace safe for men and women. Thank you so much.